had to take a real look at myself and realize, where did I miss the mark? Without those misses, without those mistakes, you are not challenged to do things differently. If you keep doing things the same way and you're never challenged, I would question, are we even growing? Because it's in the challenges and it's in the failures that we know that we need to tweak some things or we need to toss some things. So there takes something on the inside of you to know when you're just wasting your time.
Want to transform your business into a brand that truly shines? Well, you're in the right place. My name is Summer Vega, and I am thrilled to have you here. With over 25 years of experience from leading communications teams to building my business from scratch, I've seen it all. Setbacks, success, and everything in between. And guess what? I'm here to spill the beans on what it truly takes to build and sustain a brilliant brand. So whether you're just starting out or looking to revamp your existing brand, you'll find golden nuggets of wisdom right here. We'll dive deep into strategies, mindset shifts, and nitty-gritty details that make brands extraordinary. Stick around, because Brilliant Brands Academy is where we believe that every entrepreneur has the potential to create something truly exceptional. And together, we'll turn that potential into reality. So hit the subscribe button and let's get started on this exciting journey to brand brilliance.
I'm going to be real with y'all. I have attempted to record a pre-planned podcast episode for the last 15 minutes, and it has not worked out right. It has literally bumped, flopped, failed. It has been going downhill since the moment I hit record. And as much as I have already planned out the topic, as much as I have already created the notes, I have my show notes, I've got my scripted information, my statistics, all of the things that I want to teach on this podcast. And yet my words are not coming together. And it's just falling apart. So what did I do? I scratched it and started all over again. This that I am saying right now is not planned at all. I just decided, you know what? I need a moment and let's pivot. And let me just speak to you from my heart. Because clearly maybe some other plan is in store for today's episode. And it was clearly not what I had already, like my type A self, made sure that I put together and had it all mapped out. It's clearly not that. Clearly I'm supposed to say something else. So let's go. The first thing that comes to mind is the fact that sometimes in business, things just don't go your way. And when they don't go your way, you can really start to analyze, okay, is it not going well because I'm not doing the right thing, or I'm not doing a good job of it, or maybe I need to do it in a different way? Is it not going well because, let's face it, there are obstacles that we just have to push and do whatever it takes to make it happen? Or is it not going well because you actually need to scratch it all together? You see, this is a fine line that as business owners, we have to be able to decipher and know which direction we need to go in. I think it takes a level of discernment and intuition that is necessary for you to go to the next level. Because let's face it, if something is failing over and over and over again, there's so many reasons why. And one of those reasons could be that you need to scratch it all together. And that's what I did today. As a type A person, a person who is always been used to following the rules, a person who's always had an outline in place, a person who has everything in order, especially when it comes to business. And also when I was in school, when it came to schooling, I was that person who would be in a team project, a group project, and whether individuals fell off from their assignments or not, I made sure the assignment was turned in, even if I had to do it by myself, because my thought is, I'm not going to fail this. And I'm always going to give my best foot forward. I'm always going to do my best in absolutely every single thing that I do. So when something like this podcast that I was trying to record was just flopping over and over and over again, trust me, it was hard to finally say, scratch it all together. Let's do something different. But through the years of being in business, I've been in business now for 7 years, I have come to the realization that perfection is not necessary. I used to be such a perfectionist where even if I was writing a straight line, if the line wasn't exactly straight, I would crumple up the paper, throw it out, and try again. And it finally became to a fault. I realized, I'm like, what am I doing? I am worried about straight lines when there are bigger issues and bigger problems that I need to solve or bigger goals that I need to attain. So it took a lot of maturity on my part to realize that I don't have to have everything perfect, and it's really okay. And it was freeing to know that. It's freeing to understand that even if you dot every I and cross every T and the sentence still doesn't make sense, or the words just still don't come together, it's okay to pivot. So I just want to encourage you in that just because something's not working, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are a failure. Because in our failures and in our setbacks, we are learning lessons. The person who doesn't make mistakes whatsoever is the person that I do not want to follow. I don't want to follow someone who never misses the mark. Or let's face it, people miss the mark who don't acknowledge. Let's say that. There are those who do not acknowledge the fact that they miss the mark, and they're always on, and they're always just, they seem uptight, quite honestly, and don't want to make a mistake. I mean, okay, yeah, nobody wants to make a mistake, but nobody's perfect, and it's okay. And I have to be very patient. I have to be very patient with myself, and so do you. You have to be patient with yourself, that this entrepreneurship journey is not an easy one. It is definitely rewarding at times, but it definitely takes a level of grit, and it takes a level of putting your heart out there. And sometimes your heart being out there or your efforts being out there will either produce applause and just greatness, but then sometimes you'll put your best effort out there and you realize, dang, this was bad, and this isn't working. I didn't do a good job, or this isn't a good job. Or I thought when I launched this product or this service that the masses would be coming to buy it, but nobody's buying it. I've got crickets. I've got nobody interested. Trust me, I have had launches where barely anybody purchased. And I've had launches where I had people in the DMs and people purchasing. Either way, there's some level of success in that, in the fact that the ones where no one was purchasing, I had to take a real look at myself and realize, where did I miss the mark? Without those misses, without those mistakes, you are not challenged to do things differently. If you keep doing things the same way and you're never challenged, I would question, are we even growing? Because it's in the challenges and it's in the failures that we know that we need to tweak some things or we need to toss some things. Like I said, there takes something on the inside of you to know when you're just wasting your time. And that's exactly how I felt. I felt like in the midst of recording this, I've literally recorded it probably about 15 times and haven't gotten past the first segment. I haven't gotten past it. So I said, scratch it. Now, I won't scratch the topic altogether because the topic is actually a very good and meaty one, but today must not be the day to do it. It's not. I need to go back to the drawing board. I need to prep myself a little bit more clearly so that I am able to give you this nugget of information that I want to share with you in the best way possible that provides the excellence that is necessary. And that's really what it is. Sometimes when things flops, then it challenges us to find the adjustments that need to be made. It challenges us to go back to the drawing board and redo it, to do it all over again. Now, I think about my mother, for instance. She had a kitchen remodel years ago. And after she lived in that kitchen, she just realized, the kitchen was beautiful. You look at the before pictures and the after pictures, it was absolutely gorgeous, at least for my eye. But when she started to cook in it, she started to live in it, she started to do her daily life routine in her kitchen, she realized that it was missing a couple of things. And she realized there were some colors, some tiles that she just did not feel comfortable in anymore, that didn't fit. So what did she do? She went back to the drawing board and she tweaked some things. For instance, she got rid of her backsplash altogether. She changed that out, realizing that it was too busy and that she wanted something a little bit simpler. And that one change, that one shift made all the difference. But who would have known? Sometimes there are things that we need to do, to change, to switch up, to pivot, that make all the difference. And there are times when we're too afraid to make those pivots because we're thinking, oh gosh, all the work that could be put into it, all the money that could be put into it. Or what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't look right? What if it doesn't come across right? What if it's not right? You got all of these things that could happen, but how has it been working after all, altogether? What do you have to lose other than tweaking a little bit and then possibly skyrocketing in the long run? Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to pivot. And then most importantly, pivot gracefully. There's nothing worse than something going wrong and everybody around you can tell. This is especially something that I have learned to master when you are doing an event or anything where you are live. People are watching you. I have been to events and worked with individuals where when something goes wrong, it is all over their face. It is all over their countenance. It is all over their tone of voice. And it not only creates a lack of morale among those who are working with them in the event, but it also creates a distrust and a feeling of angst with the customers or the attendees. No one should see you sweat, is what my mom used to say. No matter what you're feeling like, no one in the midst of your go time should see you sweat, unless you just share it transparently when you're on the other side of it. That's totally different. But in the midst of it, no one should see that you're flustered, upset, pushing through, and that it's not working. You have to master the art of pivoting gracefully. Hence, same example, at events when things do not go well, I make it a very, very, and I won't say things don't go well. Let's change that language. When something happens that is unexpected, let's say that, because quite honestly, the events that I've been a part of have been great. They've been great events. But when something happens in the background that is unexpected, the ability to pivot and problem solve without individuals even knowing that there is a problem is a strength. And that's a strength that we have to master. We have to master it whether it's an event. We have to master it whether we're in our retail space. We have to master it whether we're online with a client, if we're going live. Wherever we are, there's going to be opportunities to master the pivot, the graceful pivot where we need to troubleshoot when things are not exactly going as planned. That is an important lesson in business. When fires arise, you can't be on fire with it. You got to be the water that quenches the fire. You've got to be the water that creates a solution to any problem that may arise. I would suggest that this is the difference between good customer service and bad customer service. Good customer experience and bad customer experience. It's that ability to blow out fires, to troubleshoot, and to pivot. That's the key word today. Pivot gracefully. That's what I want to share with you today on the podcast. I guess the whole plan all along was clearly to do one of those mindset episodes. So this is the mindset I am leaving you with. Problem solve, quench the fires, and gracefully pivot. Till next time, stay brilliant.